Hello everybody, welcome back once again. We're playing Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, and this is going to be a video all about basically catching the Knight Swords as early as possible. So in this version of the game, we can't do the little trick that we could in the War of the Lions version or the regular PlayStation version, which of course was to change Gafgarian into a ninja before he betrays us back in Chapter 2, and of course catching the Knight Swords there. And so unfortunately, this is the earliest that you can do this. Of course, this is really towards the end of Chapter 3. So, you know, a pretty major difference between the versions of the game. You know, something that I was never really that wild about, but, you know, it's annoying. At least it's annoying to me. But anyway, so the first time that you can do that is here in the Yardrow. And here, basically what you need to do is look for these three ninjas here and make sure that one of them has the Knight Swords ability. And so what we'll do here is kind of, again, similar to in the other versions of the game where you would level up, you know, in that case it was Gafgarian, right? You'd basically level him up to level 99, and then use Spillover JP on him to unlock his ninja. And that would allow him to throw the ninja swords at you in that battle that he betrays you. But of course, that's not doable in this version of the game, so this is as early as you can really do it. Essentially, this is just the first ninjas that we even come across, or I should say, the first enemy ninjas that we come across in the game. So again, you really want to find yourself a ninja here that has that Knight Sword ability. Otherwise, just you know, leave and re-enter the battle. Also, I should say, honestly, in my opinion, now that I've done this, I don't really think that it's worth it. It does help you out, though, to be fair, for what I view as the most difficult battle in the game, which is the 1v1 versus Wigriff at the Rayavanis Castle. So, of course, having Knight Swords for that battle is definitely going to help you out, but I've also got another video on that already that I did, so if you're interested, take a look at that one. But anyways, you know, again, this is really the earliest point that you can do this trick then, but also, essentially at the very beginning of Chapter 4, you can do the special battle in the Aragway Woods, where you run across the ninjas there and catch the Knight Swords there. I've also got a video on that, so I'll hopefully, maybe I'll remember to actually link those in the description box. But anyways, long story short here is you can get these Knight Swords a little bit faster, or I'm sorry, a little bit earlier. I wouldn't say faster probably, but definitely a little bit earlier, at least a few battles more quickly by doing this. As opposed to waiting until the beginning of Chapter 4. But again, it's probably something like, what, 4 or 5 battle difference between the two spots. So again, it's not really worth it to do this right now, right? It's just significantly easier to just wait until Chapter 4. But anyways, let's actually go over this method. So I've got Ramza as a squire. He does have the Arts of War. Really just did that for the rend power and rend speed to either slow this guy down or reduce his damage. Unfortunately, though, this ninja specifically is equipped with a Kodachi, which is actually scaling off of his speed stat. You know, you can reduce his speed, certainly, but the problem with doing that is then he's not going to get turns as often, right? So the process will just be longer. So you kind of have to strike a little bit of a balance here in doing this. Also, I have the Chantage accessories on my 3 characters. Those are, you know, not readily available during Chapter 3 or at this point in the game. You have to have kind of known how to get them. That is to say, recruit a pig during Chapter 2 and then breed them and then poach them, right? So, you know, it's not needed 100% for this battle, or for this method, but it really helps. It makes it so much easier, right? The nice thing about doing that is you can let this guy kind of run around and almost do whatever he wants. You definitely don't want him anywhere near Rafa, though. And I should say, one of the nice things also about this method is that Rafa doesn't seem to want to, off herself in the way that she does on the roof of Riovanna's castle. So you don't really have to worry about her that much, or at least I didn't have to, right? She just kind of hung out at the edge of the map, and I didn't have to worry about her. So the other thing is, so I've got Mustadio as a ninja here. Of course, he's got his machinist job command so that he can use the leg. Is it leg aim? I think it's leg aim. Obviously to immobilize that ninja, and that's going to be very, very nice for when we actually are ready to start catching. The other thing there is I've got Agrius as a ninja as well, and then she has the martial arts job command. If you don't have Chantage, Agrius will be very, very important with that. And I should say, you can certainly take more characters, but I only took 3 here because I didn't want to have to wait with a bunch of other characters, right? I just had my kind of my solid crew here, and these 3 were able to kind of get everything done that I needed them to do. But again, if you don't have Chantage, Agrius is going to be very, very useful because she is going to be the healer, right? She will need to keep your characters healthy, and in this case, it was mostly Mustadio. I had him basically take the damage in most of the cases to actually level up this ninja. And I should say, generally you don't want this, or in my opinion, you really don't want that ninja kind of hanging out in the back corner or anything like that. It's just, I found it to be very, very annoying, and so eventually I kind of got him into this open courtyard area a little bit better, and that just made it a little bit easier to maneuver. Also, before I forget, you need to have sticky fingers at least on one character. I definitely recommend all 3. I had sticky fingers on Ramza, Agrius, and Mustadio. Of course, that is coming from the thief job, and that is what is going to allow you to actually catch the thrown weapons. Okay, so this is where I eventually got him to. I've got Ramza kind of blocking the doorway, at least on some level there. And then here what I do is basically I let the ninja hit Mustadio so that he can actually get some experience. Because he can't really do anything here because my bravery is so high, right? So that's the other thing that's pretty important about this process, is you really do need to have your characters with high bravery so that they can actually catch these weapons and not get one-shot by them, right? So let me just see here. We got to be getting pretty close. Let me just see what this guy's level is at. I think I'm right at like 92 here. Actually, I think that, yeah, he leveled right there. So level 92 is when he first starts throwing the defenders. Unfortunately, though, he will throw defenders as long as he's level 92, 93, and 94. So, it's nice to grab a couple initially, but then you're going to have a couple of levels in a row there where you really just want to let him, in this case, beat up Mustadio and get some more experience. So here I did that again. Actually just, got him a bunch of levels here, so now I believe he hit 95. And then at that point, I just kind of, move Mustadio away from being, right next to him, so that he'll try to throw at him. That's the other thing, too. You do not want to have 100 bravery, because then they won't try to throw anything at you at all, right? Because you'll have a 100% chance to catch it. And at that point, they just won't even try. So you just have to be very, very careful here about not letting your bravery get too high. But anyways, so that was Save the Queen, right? So it goes Defender, then Save the Queen, and now this is, I've got him leveling to 96. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was 95. My bad. I jumped the gun there. So 95 should be, is that Save the Queen? Pretty sure that's Save the Queen. We'll see here. Throw that Night Sword. Give me that Save the Queen. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. So that saved the Queen. Next up will be 97. So here again, I've got Mustadio in place to get hit. And then this ninja is going to smoke him and level up. So, crack, crack. Oh, no, not quite yet. My bad. I forgot there was one more hit here. So this is the process, though, right? It's basically just keeping this ninja here by using immobilize or leg aim, which of course is going to immobilize. There he levels to 97. So now at this point I'm going to use one more leg shot and then move over. And now he'll be throwing, I believe this is Excalibur. Boom, there it is. So yeah, so this is the process. Also, I figure, well, just based on Mustadio's speed and his own speed, I was able to actually catch basically 2 swords every time that I needed to reapply Immobilize. Because that's the other thing too. You really want to play it safe. If you've got this far, right, where you're actually catching the Knight Swords, you don't want to screw this up. Let this thing, run around and then, I don't know, risk him throwing a sword at Rafa. Because of course that is definitely going to one-shot her. So just be safe. Like I said, make sure that this guy isn't running around. Keep him immobilized. Don't get too cocky. But here's, I believe that's 97. He'll start throwing Ragnaroks. And then finally here, this is the final sword, which of course is the Chaos Blade, which is just disgusting. Most powerful weapon in the game. But he'll throw those, of course, at level 98. He will also throw them at level 99. So if you're, worried about him over-leveling or something, not really the case. Again, once you hit 98, you're good to go, and he'll only throw those Chaos Blades. So, but yeah, that is it. I'll go over all of the different swords that are available. I mean, if you're a vet, which if you're going to take this challenge on, if you want to call it a challenge, I would expect you know what you're doing. But let's go over the swords here.